Hey, welcome back to another video. For this one, I quickly wanted to run you guys through my collection of camera pouches or camera holsters. I use three main variants. Now, before I get into it, I don't know what your opinion is of camera holsters. Now, I originally thought they were really not for me. I didn't really rate them. But since I started using them many years ago for hiking and since living in Switzerland for ski touring, I found them almost indispensable, and I actually use the one on the left here, which I'll start with as sort of my actually daily camera bag when I travel very light. So yeah, with that said, let's get into it. On the left here, I've got a very old camera pouch. It's from Lowe. You guys can see that there. Quite bulky and very well padded. I don't know if I figure out the name here. It's called the Top Loader Pro 65AW. I think I bought this probably more than 10 years ago. But this is the one that I keep my sort of daily camera, which is a Sony RX104, I think. It's the bridge camera from Sony, the one in center. Super versatile, 24 to 600 focal length range. Anyway, but that's not what this video is about. So this pouch is basically one of those ones that you would just sort of use to keep your camera in, throw it in the car. It can take a lot of abuse, and it has quite a lot of extra pockets. So I can show you quickly. I use this. So the main compartment here, I've got the Sony, the camera in there. RX104, sorry, not RX104, RX104. Yeah, so it's like a fairly sizey mirrorless camera with sort of a medium length focal length lens on there. So it's not a super deep pouch. So if you have a long lens on there, you're not going to use this pouch. But for anything sort of like, I don't know, 24-70, you might be able to fit in there. But yeah, nice and roomy inside. So that goes in there like that. And then I've got a little divider in there with intervalometer and some lens slots. The intervalometer's in there because well, that's a bit dirty, huh? Use that quickly. Because the Sony doesn't have a built-in intervalometer for doing stuff like time lapse, or often, you know, if you're photographing I'm traveling on my own or going out on my own. If I want to be in the frame, I'll set it up on sort of time lapse or intervalometer mode in this case, and gives me a chance to walk into frame. But yeah, so that is the internal compartment. And on the top here, I have the charger, extra battery, cables, and I would often have also a spare power bank in there. And then on the front, yeah, another little pouch. I can probably fit more in here. It's just my sort of the charger cable with different options to charge phone or whatever you would like. And then, yeah, it's got some elastic pockets on the back. So it's, I mean, again, it's quite sizey. It can take a lot of abuse, and it's got the hip belt feed on the back here, which I'll show you guys in a bit. So this would sort of be my more robust one, heaviest option. Then let me actually just quickly get the camera out here. Keep that with us. So that's the Lowe Pro. Then in the middle here, I've got the version from f-stop. I think it's called the Navin camera pouch, camera holster. This is probably my most versatile one. It's still well padded, but it also can, you can compress it quite well. And it has a little pocket at the top here or on the side for some lens slots, and yeah, probably some spare batteries, memory card, etc. The only other pocket it has is the main compartment. Open it up there, so that's the front, that's the back. Opens up like that, and then the camera goes inside like that. So it's sort of, it takes the shape of the camera a little bit while still keeping it well padded. It's a very strong sort of, I think they call it diamond material on the outside. It's not waterproof, but it can take some like a proper downpour. I wouldn't submerge it though. And then you can yeah, carry it around like that. Throw it on the back seat or on the passenger seat. Throw it in the backpack. Also carry it on the backpack, which I'll show you guys at the end with all three of the options here. So this is sort of my probably most often used one. This one from f-stop. Not as many pockets, but probably the most well balanced in terms of padding and the compactness. And a little bit lighter as well, of course. So, last not least is the most recent one I've acquired. It's from a company called Matador. Show you the name there, I don't know if you can see. Matador. They make some really cool stuff. Backpacks, laptop bags, travel bags, and a small selection of camera stuff. What intrigued me about this one, obviously it's super compactable, very lightweight, still has some nice padding. I wouldn't treat this too aggressively though, but it is very well made. It's well thought out, and it is also waterproof. It's got a built-in dry bag feature, which I'll show you guys in a bit. So to open it up, it's got a little magnetic feature here in the front. You can operate it by one hand as well. It's like that. Opens up, and then this is the little dry bag feature, but we'll get into that in a bit. This is probably the most snug one. The Sony RX10 IV just fits in there. I have to make a bit of an effort to get it in. It's also probably because this is a little bit more of a less rigid pouch. So this is definitely more for general protection and not for very quick in and out. Once it's in, with the dry bag feature, I mean, if you're not worried about rain or water at the time, you can just sort of fold it once down and then connect that there. And then, yeah, your camera's quite well protected, very lightweight. I would not, I would be a little bit concerned to drop this on the floor here now. Whereas with these two, obviously I'd be a little bit concerned, but I wouldn't be too worried. I'm pretty sure my camera would still be fine. With this, not so much. This I would use, or I do use more to protect the camera when I put it in the bag or put it in my general baggage, for short distance trips, not for flights. And obviously, if we're getting into a situation where we're going to face a lot of rain and I need to really keep the camera dry. It's got some nice built-in features. It's also got a little zip pouch in the back here. The zips on this one is a little bit small, so you can put a little lens cloth in there. And then that's probably the one feature of this bag that's probably could use a little bit of improvement there with that zip size, especially if you're using gloves, because when you're outside and it's a little bit cold. These two are very nice, big zips, easy to grab. Now, yeah, it's got a very nice I forget what the system is called, but a lot of loops at the back to connect things to, and it's got the two loops on the left and right as well, where you can connect. Maybe I'll show you quickly. So if you have a separate camera strap, you can just connect it there, like so. And you can good to go like that. Maybe not carry it like one of this handbag, but you can do it like that. So then you're good to go. Take it off, quite easy, just like that. What did I do there? Take it off like that. You can actually hear it there on the table. And you can, the same with these. You've got loops on either side. These ones are a little bit more serious. Connect camera strap too, so you can use them in the same way as this one. Now, one thing about the f-stop and the Matador is they are both adjustable lengthwise, so you can fit a camera with a bigger lens in there. So with the Matador, there's a little feature on the bottom. You can just open that up, and then it sort of automatically just becomes sort of longer, and the camera goes down to the bottom. So you can adjust it a little bit towards the camera and lens combination that you want to fit in there. When you take it out to make this one, or the Matador pouch or camera holster on its smaller size, close that up quickly. You can actually sort of squeeze this in. You fold it back on itself like that, and then you just pull that tight. And there we go. You guys can see that there. And then it's a nice small pouch. Again, this one, it's got a built-in little clip. So let me quickly get out the backpack where I'm going to put the camera. Let me put the camera back in here. And then, so when you're traveling either for hiking or for ski touring, you can see the skis behind me there, you would have, so you have two options. With this one, it's got no belt loop at the back. So what I would often do is, when the camera is in the pouch, I would use the loops at the back here, and I would thread the sternum strap through there, like that, and then, let's watch out the microphone there, just connect it like that and really tighten it down, make sure the shoulder straps are nice and tight. So this is like if you're going in, like, want to keep the camera protected while you're hiking. Maybe it's drizzling a little bit, or maybe it's just a little bit like a strong wind, snowstormy, and it's still easy enough to get it out. Pull it out, put it back in, and with all the little tabs on here, it's easy enough, even with gloves, to grab and to zip it tight. And that is what I generally do with this one, because it's, like I mentioned, it's my most versatile option. What you could do as well is put the hip belt through there, depending on your configuration, and then connect it like that. And then you have the camera on the side. What I don't like about this, maybe for hiking it can work a little, yeah, maybe. But for ski touring, especially because you're moving, more gliding on the snow, this tends to swing around and hit against the hips. And especially, it tends to get in the way. So what I do with this one is, if I'm not keeping it here, I actually just compress it, because you can still compress it quite nicely. I keep it inside the backpack, and then the camera, I use, it's not the Peak Design version, it's the one from PGY Tech, camera clip. So that's on the bottom of the camera. I've got the clip here with the mechanism, and that just slides into there. So basically, so that's how I hike, or how I skin up when I'm ski touring. When I'm with hiking, obviously, hiking down, camera stays there most of the time, all the time actually. And with skiing or ski touring, once you're at the top, you've transitioned to ski mode. When you're skiing down, this goes inside the pouch and actually on here, like so. So that if I do have a tumble or bump against something, the camera is still protected. And I haven't had it come off yet. So, I mean, the sternum straps are remarkably strong. What I do have as well are some lightweight carabiners that I could also connect, either dual connect onto there, and then when it's on the sternum strap, I would hook it onto something like this on the backpack. So if the sternum strap does fail, it's still connected. A little bit of a built-in safety. But I generally, for now, at the moment, I'm just keeping it on here, because at the moment there's no ski touring yet. We're not quite that far into winter. And then that you can easily just, that comes off, take your pictures, goes on. That is, that's pretty much, that's it for the camera on and out, blah, blah, blah. What else? This Lowe Pro pouch, actually, now that I'm thinking about that, this one, originally when I got it, it's the only one I had. So I did actually, like, same with the f-stop, I did actually take it on some hikes, but it's a lot of weight in the front. It's a lot of weight. And also it doesn't compress down. So if you want to fit it in the backpack, it takes up a lot of space. So it's not that practical. And because it takes so many other things as well, like I mentioned, I actually use this as my daily camera bag, because of the versatility of the Sony bridge camera that's in there. Don't be afraid to use a bridge camera. They are awesome. I only discovered that sort of last year, I think. And I mean, I've got a Nikon D810, Nikon D3. I've used a D850. I have used a lot of cameras, but I find a bridge camera, especially for day to day, it's remarkably versatile and fun to use. And then lastly, the Matador. Yeah, with the clip is quite useful. I mean, if you've got some tech loops on the side of the backpack, you can actually, for short moments, just click it on there, and the camera can hang off the side like that. Again, I wouldn't hike or skin like that, or ski especially, because the camera's going to do that a lot, down to get in the way. But for short periods, we just want to do a quick traverse, or just a quick boot pack or whatever, pop it on there and it should be fine. And of course, this is the advantage of being waterproof. So maybe this is a good pouch for a lot of you kayakers out there. That is pretty much that. So yeah, to summarize, camera holsters, amazingly useful, don't underrate them. Yeah, get one that suits sort of your activities, your intended use. They're very useful on their own, combined with a backpack. And yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'd love to hear it. If I missed anything, let me know as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.